for Oakland. And quickly get back the other way. This is the benefit of you having 2 weeks here. It's amazing. Gets that one way up and in.
We didn't have a chance to see JJ. He was number 56 there for the Americans. Didn't have a chance to see him last week, but had a nice take to the rim there. Just couldn't finish it. And Q on the breakout. We saw that last year. The Cypress Pirate able to score in the break from long range at the line, as well as here's JJ again.
So JJ blocked away. What a play. Gets a block on one end and a dunk on the other.
That's the man, Brock Felder. I'm telling you, man, Parawan. Like, he balled out last week, Dusty, and I was just like, this kid is going to have himself a big year this year.
I really want to make a joke, but I won't. As on the other end.
We're all on the edge of our seat, just waiting.
You really want to hear what I had to say?
I don't know.
I shouldn't. I'll tell you at the break. You tell me if I can say it on air.
All right.
I'll let you be the producer. No, no one asked Dusty, can I say this? I'm like, but this is different for me. As Felder misses on the 3, and the rebound taken by Chris Cox.
It was Brock Mendoza down for the Americans. Had the missed shot. He had a nice game in week 1 as well. Had 3 dunks. In fact, he had the only dunks of week 1. We're for number 85 there for the Americans as a turnover here.
Yeah, that was an offensive foul. It was going inside the 17-minute mark. It is 6-2 Tropics leading the Americans. As we'll get that scoreboard back up here momentarily.
Q had himself a bit of an off night last week for the Tropics. Uncustomary from long range. Struggled to find it, but man, I feel like he's probably going to be ready for a big week 2, trying to find that scoring touch.
Yeah, loose ball picked up by the Tropics and a strong take. Oh, no, Derek Felder. Dane, I'm going to end up saying it. I really don't want to say my joke, but transfer portal.
We may have to talk at the break there,
yeah,
Dusty.
Exactly. That one is short from Cox, the rebound, then goes out of bounds.
And there's the block by Felder. Week 1, he probably had one of the best nights. Mason Bettinger probably had the best week 1, but I think Felder was probably number 2 in that list. He was all over the place, and he's been showing up here in week 2 as well.
Now, I want to make sure everyone understands. This is said in jest.
You got the UHSAA right now, like, what did he just say?
I know, exactly. What did Dusty say? But it's completely in jest. Parawan's a terrific area and terrific program as that 3's off the mark. And again, loose ball picked up by the Americans. Little pump fake around the free throw line, sent out for 3. And that will not fall for Workman. And now quickly down the floor with the Tropics.
This is a good matchup right here. You have Mekhi Martin of Layton High School. He's been a multi-year starter for Coach Miller. And you got Q Meza, who I think some people have on the short list for Mr. Basketball this year, going head-to-head. That's a great battle.
Been a poll member for our Player of the Year the last 2 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Matter of fact, here's Q Meza, who has a lot to live up to after the performance we saw in that quarterfinal game against Corner Canyon. But again, we know that the scoreboard isn't up. There's a glitch. We'll get it all squared away, so we'll have it up as we are shooting 1 for 2 free throws, which I love. 10-2 the lead for the Tropics.
You want to one of the rule adjustments for this year? You ready for this? I don't know how you're going to feel about this. Is Mekhi hitting the 3? Game goes to overtime, right? And I think you have a 3-minute overtime period. If we're tied after the first overtime, sudden death.
Oh, of course I love that.
I'm like, you got to be sudden death in basketball? Like, I'm all over that.
There's a steal on one end and the finish, too. So when you get the steal, get it. That's Mekhi Martin. As Dame talked about him earlier, a young man out of Layton High School playing for Coach Miller.
Hit the 3 at possession to go. And nice little transition bucket there.
So now on the drive, that won't fall. Board put back up, won't drop either. As 2 shots at the rim wouldn't drop. That was Jackson Johnson from Alta. Couldn't get that one to go. Quickly on the other end here with Oakland.
Jackson's had a good summer, picked up a couple offers. Young man, just going to be a junior this year, so he's got a lot of room to grow still.
And pulling on the 3 won't drop. That was Peter Broadbent. Quickly, Q Meza left that one just short. A little hustle on the backside. Johnson, a little baseline J won't fall. That's off of Q Meza. No. Ooh. Yes. Outside official here. We'll give him some love. That's our own. What am I playing? Yeah, Doug Jarnine.
I was like, you're right.
You know what it is that he had a huge beard in week 1, and then he's trimmed it down to a goatee, and I'm still a little thrown off.
Yeah. Well, It was hot, so he had to,
Well, he showed up to week 1 out at Timpanogos as Jackson Workman in the lane, floats it, and scores
there
it.
you go.
But he shows up. My brother, of course, as you know, son's playing at Timpanogos. He goes, well, who's your camera guy? I said, Doug Jardine. He goes, guys that looks like Santa Claus, the big beard? I said, I have no idea, man. And I can only joke with Doug that way. There's a steal.
Lyman
Simmons.
How about the move up to RSL? That'll be a big change for him. No longer Snow Canyon Warrior.
Coach Meacham's got to be real excited about that.
Yeah, I bet he's thrilled.
He sends that one in the corner.
A loser, big man.
Oh, Simmons, nice ball fake in the two-handed flush. So an RSL is going to be something to deal with.
Yes, they are.
David Evans always does an amazing job. He's got a number of programs he's running out of there, too, to help develop these younger guys, and even have the postgraduate program as well, which is already placing guys in programs as the 3 rolls out. That was from Coleman Atwater.
I'll tell you this, I had a little birdie tell me RSL is night and day improved from last year. Remember, they were a preseason top 25 nationally last year. Didn't live up to those expectations, but, man, the roster Coach Evans putting together is it's going to be something.
Well, David told me, he said, hey, Dusty, give me year 3, and we'll have this rolling. And, but let's say this, Evan Young was part of that postgraduate program. He's already at Creighton. In fact, he did something Bobby Hurley never did. He crossed somebody up and nearly had a little rub dunk this weekend in a team scrimmage. Got a little video sent to me by someone that I know well. There's a 3, and or pardon me, a long 2.
Peter Broadbent.
Thank you. Broadbent out of the skyline.
Yeah. Tell you, good defense there by Christopher Cox. He had a nice game in week 1 as well. He's got it now in the block, the Cottonwood Colt.
Cottonwood, we saw them last year come out really strong, and Cox lays that one in. He gets it to go. And how about it was a slow start, 10-2, and since then 15-0 run here for Oakland.
I'll tell you, Cox was really one of the primary scorers for the Americans last week, and a nice take there by Johnson.
Jackson Johnson adds to the plethora of Jackson Johnsons in the state of Utah. Moms must have really enjoyed that music back then.
Yeah.
It's about right.
It's about right.
03, 02 to 06.
Yeah. That was a nice defense there by Cale Barkley, the Harriman Mustang. It looked like Workman had kind of worked his way through that high defense, and it was really Barkley, the last man, to prevent the finish in the lane.
As there's the jumper for Broadbent, and got it.
Filthy step back from Peter, huh?
But I tell you, just something else to see the way this game started and to where it is now.
You ready for this?
I love it.
Had someone tell me.
Always love this.
The new gym at Skyline, I hear, is unbelievable.
Really?
In fact, what someone told me was everything they got wrong about Olympus, they got right at Skyline. I'm like, I didn't know they got anything wrong about Olympus. So anyway, I can't wait.
They didn't like the 2 rows behind the backboard?
I don't know.
Broadbent, what a dish, and the finish. And a timeout at 10:03. It's a media timeout. We'll take it with him. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50. So welcome back. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart with you. We'll get that scoreboard is fixed, and I'll get it updated. So Dane will get us set up with that first half, Dane. I mean, my goodness, the Americans just turned it on.
Yeah, they did. What a run. They were down, 10-2, 10-4, something like that, and been on a tear since. And really it was as the reserves came in, saw a great burst from the Americans, and hey, they're picking it up. Dusty's still going. Cox just missing that.
He's going to lose dinner tonight for that one. The things we can say today that we can't say in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're going to let this thing get down to 9:30, and we'll get everything up. So the clock's now live, and our score 2012. Everything's set. And let's go. So on the other end, there's a hang and a block. And now
Tyson Hymas. Looks like he's grown a little bit since last year, doesn't it? He looks bigger.
Well, it's a funny thing that you think 1 year, what does that make a difference? And
makes a difference. Well, I'll tell you, the poor man that he blocked on the other, Easton Duft, just a sophomore at Fremont this year. Of course, older sister
Haley
was a girls basketball player. Dad, assistant, now head man at Weaver State.
Head man. How
Can't
awesome.
wait, huh? Can't wait. Awesome.
It's always fun when you say, I knew them when, but now it's coaches. It's kind of fun.
And we're still sitting behind a mic. Dusty.
Yeah, nothing's changed for us. Just places. And the three on the way won't go for Robinson. Rebound, then quickly come the other way is Martin. Little pocket pass, and now of a travel. No, we're going to say that was a foul, and it'll inbound along the baseline. But how about this? The list, I don't know if they want us to share this or not, was sent to a plethora of coaches. This is part of why we're doing the Utah Top 50. So we have coaches all over the country, a chance to see the top players in the state of Utah that are Utah basketball players. As Hymas gives that up inside, a beautiful find, but can't get it. But the reason why is for guys like Brock Felder.
Yeah.
This young man playing the lowest classification in the state of Utah, plays 1A basketball, and give him a chance to get some exposure is Q Meza with the float and the finish. And it's 22-14.
Great job there by Q on the take. Again, we talked about his ability. He's such a tough player to defend because he can hit the three, he'll drive like that, and he'll hit it at the line too. He's really quite versatile. And, I think he's been debuting that here.
And, of course, he's been coached very well by Coach Trey Smith.
Yeah.
Cypress, who he and I share the same affliction. Being Raider fans and watching us fall apart yesterday.
Hey, Cardinal Nation representing.
See red.
Rise up, all sorts of hashtags going on now. We have our own plane, Dusty.
Just makes me sick. His, at the line, and I'm not mad at all. It's Mendoza gets the one,
I'm telling
two,
you,
free throws.
Okay, for those of you who know, we cover high school sports, right?
Yeah.
KSL Sports Rewind. You're going to want to cover, or you're going to want to follow us for our Layton coverage this year, because I got some good lines for Brock.
Okay.
Just saying. If you're a Simpsons fan, you're going to love it.
That's a tease.
Yes.
As the fall away won't drop for Sam Lind. It is quickly on the push now with the Americans. They'll step back long two. Won't go for JJ. And now quickly on the other way is Q Meza leading for the left-handed three, which is just short there from Atwater. As he's going to get a chance to shine this year, as so many seniors graduating from Davis, as there is a traveling violation on Cox.
That'll be an interesting program this year, won't it? Really, up north is going to be interesting because you talk about the changes at Davis. Obviously, Colin Chandler graduating. Fremont's going to be different.
Fremont's going to be another year older and a little better.
Farmington's going to be different.
Yeah.
Fremont is going to be more experienced.
The Layton's going to be more experienced.
Northridge loses Savulich.
Yeah.
That'll be a change.
Weber, they still got Skank, and so.
Yeah, they also have Dowdy.
Yeah, right.
We'll see him. Well, presuming we'll see him tonight. Saw him in week one. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, you can try to dribble.
Hey,
that only works in the N1 Mixed Tour, but that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that doc, that's really good.
I have not watched that doc.
That's a really good one.
I never got into and one, so for me, that's a tough sell. Tough sell.
I watched it. I really enjoyed it. There's Meza sends over near side, Atwater. And you get a chance to watch him this year is, of course, Davis basketball, part of our Rewind Sports Network. Is Q Meza on the drive, can't get it. Oh, Felder can't get the putback, stays with it, and lays it in. And after a quick start for Felder, our scoreboard got mixed up as intern Preston strikes again. As Owen doesn't go. Let's get our scoreboard straight. I gave him on loan to Jeff Hansen. I let Jeff Hansen borrow him last week, and he messed up for Jeff Hansen, too. Told him he's got a long leash. He even tweeted last week.
That's like the second tweet ever, right?
He went straight GIF. So obviously he follows.
Maybe Preston needs to worry a little bit more about doing his job before he gets to social media.
I just told him, hey, man, don't take what we do on the group chat and put it on the internet with using GIFs all the time. 4:14 on a rolling clock, and it'll be a rolling clock here in these games. Or two 20-minute halves. As there's a little break up there by Atwater, sent quickly ahead. Lind hangs, nice job finding the extra man, and Ashton Wallace. State champion Ashton Wallace lays that one in.
Looks like he got a haircut, doesn't it?
Yes, that is a haircut.
Yeah.
Not quite the Kramer look, but got that one to go.
Here's the thing, though, man.
Jackson Workman.
If it's working, don't change it. So, look, just let that puppy grow for the rest of the year.
All I know is I saw him play against Duncanville as he takes it on the drive. Couldn't get it. Oh, Felder follows it up with the dunk, and the headband has never looked better this side of White Goodman. Terrific finish.
I'm kind of disappointed, Dusty, because he was going to be one of my sleepers for our coverage this year, and now that you've come, I got
train
nothing.
has started.
I got nothing.
Wallace had that one tipped away, and will be a foul as we near the 3-minute mark. Yeah, Mr. Felder's can get his own update. This is the Bryson Barnes area of what we did back football a couple years ago.
Hey, Parowan, it's not that far, Dusty. Maybe we need to go down to the Rams' home, huh?
We got to figure out
where Could be a first time ever.
We need some preseason tournament stuff and figure out where they are. Pea soup, that sounds good. You guys, that one's short.
I got a place in St. George if you want. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Come back to the other end here with Oakland. The three from Martin is good.
Good for Mackay. He's going to be so pivotal for Layton this year. Of course, KJ Miller coming back. We see Mendoza in this game. That can be a really good trio in the aforementioned Region 1.
Step back for Ashton won't go. Put back up and in
Easton
by
Duff.
Atwater.
Thank you.
You got to see him last week. I was down, and I've got our scoreboard a little different. Or I shouldn't say me, but
I had that last week too.
Preston had that.
Yeah.
As that shot won't go. So we'll match what's inside the arena. 7-point game on the drive. Atwater fouled. It'll put him at the line, 1 for 2.
Love the little hesitation there by Atwater at the top of the paint to help create that driving lane for him. And really sets up the opportunity there to draw the contact and to get to the line here.
And those who don't know, during football season, I get to hang out in the studio. This is partly why I love doing these, which I love doing, is kind of gets me back into the flow of calling some games before Dane and I take over some state tournament stuff.
Yeah.
In football.
You get to come and live like the little man, Dusty. Us on the front lines. Get out of your corporate suite.
Yeah. That corporate suite's pretty sweet. That shot is a little long. And now on the push here with the Tropics is Easton Duffed. Duffed along the side here to Robinson, who's fouled on the drive. We'll get our clock straight here.
Now, I don't know how our officials will feel about this comment, but I'm going to beat Dusty to the punch. That's one where I think the restricted area, hoping to make that call in some regard, right? You have the arc there, and I know it's not a high school rule, but
it should be. It's the cheapest change that they could make. Because forever,
that's not true.
Which thank goodness we're going to get the shot clock this year, but that was always the cost, the prohibitive cost, the cost. And it's like, well, but put down some tape.
And they will be running shot clocks here as this goes on. New floor, brand new scoring system here at Slick. It's a different environment, which is fantastic, but the scoring system for shot clocks, they're still working on getting that set up. We'll get that here in the top 50 here eventually.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to figure out the clock mechanisms here as we stopped and started. But there's
I think
now
it's inside of 2 minutes.
Yeah, under a minute we go. That shot won't go. Rebound out to the Tropics as we hit 50 seconds. So that clock on the screen is unofficial and off. Stuff back things out. Send to the angle. Cale Barclay can't get that one to drop.
Betrayed.
Nice job by Johnson and the +1 for the Alta big man. As we get the clock synced up here, 37 seconds.
Yeah, Grant the and one there on the finish by Johnson. Loved the no give up. Able to re-secure that after it looked like the rebound was going to go the other way.
Makai Martin tries to find backside, and that one's taken away by the Tropics. And it'll be Ashton Wallace will walk it up the floor. Let's see if they hold for the final shot here.
How about the comeback from the Tropics? Huh? We've seen two deficits that have both been overcome, one by each side.
Wallace terminates, sends up top. 3 on the way from Barclay.
Oh,
bank it.
Harriman's been playing a lot of youth for that reason right there. Get him experience, hit big-time shots.
Workman at the horn. And that'll do it for the first half. The Tropics came out quick. Oakland got a lead, but the Tropics end up at the end of the first half up 3. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from the Food Nanny. I recently got a My Style checking account. It's a perfect blend of rewards and convenient benefits. I love that sound. And now My Style checking has new features like mobile phone protection, 24/7 telehealth, and my favorite, restaurant discounts. Get the only checking account you truly need and see what's new with My Style at macu.com.
Start of the second quarter, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here at the Utah Top 50, week 2. And a 3-point lead for the Tropics. And Dane, a lot of guys showing out in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got unofficial stats being, well, I don't know.
Yeah, those are official.
Official
those
being
are
kept by
official.
the table here. I want to thank the crew here at the Top 50 helping us out. Boy, you look at first half. The first half for Felder. We talked about him. Dusty had 8 rebounds, 6 points in that first half. But the 8 rebounds, man, that is a game changer. Fantastic.
How about the take and finish there by Cale Barclay? 5 points there for Barclay. He hit the 3 before the end of the half. As Workman will float it up a little short. Rebound taken and sent back out. Then that floater is good for Peter Broadbent.
I think Makai Martin, the junior at Layton, had the most offensive first half. 10 points for him, pair of threes and a couple of field goals.
Ashton Wallace thought maybe he was anticipating some contact. There wasn't any.
And here's the great thing about the top 50. We're not worrying about that, right? Like the point of this is flow and play and get out, and you'll get another opportunity. It's really, for the officials, just don't let it get out of control.
Right. Well, you don't see them begging for it either.
Right.
So then my question is, when we start playing in high school, why are we begging?
Well, and here's what I love, right? You look at the top rule in the top 50, ball hogs not allowed.
Yeah.
And they stress that before the games. Look, guys, this is not about you. You're going to get plenty of opportunities, but this is about giving you an opportunity to go out, play with others, play against others. And they even kind of told me this week, hey, look, if it gets too kind of single, we'll stop it. And so it's very key here in this league, and it's been a blast to see.
Cox sends cross court to Workman. And now on the drive is Tyson Hymas. And that's a young man out at Copper Hills.
Yeah.
We can see them as well this year. Had a good year last year.
He did.
He had to be the man this year.
Yeah, that's an item for Kyson. We're going against that length and able to still get a shot away with an athletic drive. That's a good sign for his continuing development for the Grizz.
And Ashton Wallace with the bucket there. Steal here. He's got a man, and Wallace gives it up, makes the extra pass, and the 2 to Easton Duft. Can you believe Ashton Wallace is going to be a senior?
Crazy, huh?
I've said that for 17 years now, but I can't believe it always happens. Quickly on the other end, take the bump, get the bucket. Nice take and finish for Johnson, and that is a +1 and a timeout on the floor.
It's crazy to see these guys getting older, and we never do, Dusty.
Ever. We just stay the same age. Timeout.
Nope.
Let's keep them rolling. My bad. See, that's what I get.
You're good.
Being
You're good.
down last week.
You know, the other thing that's awesome is a chance for these guys to get coaching from high-level coaches. Coach Kyle Taylor running the bench tonight for the Tropics. What an opportunity. Juniors and seniors to get coaching from national running-up coach in Coach Taylor.
Felder felt that one coming up and blocked it away. 16.5 left is trying to get some space, and Cox with the block.
Good stick-to-itiveness there by JJ.
In transition, 3 from Martin.
Money.
13 points from Makai Martin.
Great night for him.
Q Mesa.
Started as a freshman, if I recall. He and KJ, and just kind of knew that program was going to be building and building, and great development.
And Johnson from the, I'm going to take a shot at this, from the long list of Johnsons. Jeff and Britton.
At Crimson Cliffs?
Oh, no, I'll take it back. He wears 31. He's got a little orangish hair tinge there. I didn't see the school.
I mean, maybe the family moved.
I messed up. No, I don't think Britton moved down there. Maybe he did.
I don't know.
That's the last time he was in Draper, as that shot doesn't go. We know Jeff is in the North Salt Lake area, because he's an assistant coach at Woods Cross. Come back the other way. Jackknife it up and in. That's 4 straight points for Johnson.
If nothing else,
he's an honorary member of the family.
He's got good flow, if nothing else, right? Guy could be a hockey player.
I suppose. It's Ian. Oh, probably it's O-N. No, we'll get it right.
It's
It is
Ian.
Ian.
It's Ian.
Yeah, Houston Johnson.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them running around.
Related somehow.
Mesa.
Guess
and a
who?
put back in by Felder. Just love to be seen out of Felder.
Yeah. Great versatility. Love the hustle. I think the physicality's there. He's certainly shown that he can be active physically as well.
And look at this. Just a little sloppy here, and Q Mesa will get the easy 2. Didn't go in easily. And
look, we're all about player safety. It's why that's not a hard board over there. Q went crashing into the tarp and able to get up and get the finish on the break. Don't have that give at Cypress High.
no, they don't. It's a brick wall.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Not a lot of those gyms left like that. There's a strong take and finish by that was Broadbent. You know, there were so many of those gyms when we started as Q Mesa on this end. I mean, there was Olympus, which was the shortest court in the state, then Highland, and then there was the all down south, America Fork and Lehigh, all had that brick wall right behind the basket. And now it's just left in region 2. Oh, that's right, Pleasant Grove was the same way. Well, those were all the same gyms, and now they're all the same gyms again.
Yeah.
Just a little nicer.
Very different.
These Lone Peak fans wondering, where's our
find.
nice gym? As Felder lays that one up and in.
How about the vision from Q? We talk about how difficult it is to guard him, and look, he gets going like that, pulls the defense out, and then a guy like Brock Felder able to slide behind and finish.
You know, and there's one thing I'll say about Q Mesa that I've always enjoyed is that we've got a lot of guys that can score. He's a willing passer.
Yeah. And he still scores 25 a night.
Right. Oh, and that one rattles home for Broadbent. Didn't want to go down. He willed it in.
Good stroke there. Desperately needed points there for the Americans.
Tropics up by 13. As Atwater pull up, Jay doesn't drop. Broadbent on the push. Now he'll look and send it over to Cox. Will drive the baseline. Got hung up in the air. And you leave your feet. You got to know what you're going to do. And turns it over, and it'll be. Actually, no, it didn't stay. It'll stay here, not turned over. So 12.5 left here in the second half. As Cox pirouette in the lane, fall away. Got it. Now quickly in the other end is Meza.
That's great help defense by Cox. Coming over, taking it away, and Meza able to hang and hit.
In the state tournament, that's a +1, and Dusty
Yes.
losing his voice. So there's a dunk on the other end.
Regardless of the frame in which it occurs.
I got it! Is Lyman Simmons with the dunk.
We're in preseason mode. We'll build to that. We'll build to that.
Just try not to go a little too nuts here. Is Ashton Wallace stares down a 3 and left it just
good.
short.
Look
Goes
good.
online. 6 inches, a little deeper, and he's got it. Does that 3 won't go? But 6 inches the other way, he misses everything.
I caught that. I never thought of it like that before. You know?
As Felder gets that one to drop.
He's going to be a lot of 1A Bizarro world this year, Dusty. They're not going to know what to do with him.
Not since Kalen Parsons and Slade Bigelow when they won the 1A state championship for Green River.
Beautiful area, though.
Parowan?
Yeah.
It is. As Broadbent straight away for 3, left that one short. Nice save. Simmons sends back up top. Martin again, another look for Broadbent. Straight away and got the second.
Great ball movement. I mean, you have the hustle there to keep that in by Charlie Smith out of Bountiful. And then extra pass from Martin, able to get it back to Broadbent to hit it. Charlie Smith, the young man we've not talked about yet, son of Coach Craig Smith in Utah. And expecting big things from him at Bountiful this year.
And there's
actually, I think I was wrong. I think it's Carson Smith, not Charlie.
I'm trying to remember, and I rely on you. 10 minutes left, tip up and in, and that'll give us our break. Here with 10 minutes to go in this one, and it is the Tropics up by 14. You're watching the 2022 Utah Top 50. Welcome back in to Salt Lake Community College. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart. I want to remind you that Athletic Republic has built its success helping each athlete achieve their goals through individual approach and training. Our off-court conditioning works on developing a faster first step, quicker change of direction, the explosive power needed to elevate, and the stamina to play as well in the closing minutes as you do just after tip-off. And that's Athletic Republic. I want to thank them for supporting the Utah Top 50, and also I think Mountain America jumping in as well.
Yeah, Athletic Republic, locations Lehigh, West Jordan, up north as well. And man, I had a chance to talk with them last week. Great sponsors here at the Top 50. And look, second year of this showcase. Great to see it growing and giving more and more kids exposure. And we've got Top 50 games for you here for the next 3 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
And then we'll have the next, which will be kind of the next kids coming up in that top 50 consideration. That'll be on the week of the 17th before we have our medal games, our championships on the 24th. So we got great basketball for you right here from Salt Lake Community College for the next 6 weeks right here.
Yeah. And we'll see about Championship Day, and so great things in store here in year 2, and just seeing this continue to grow as Martin left down a little short. Atwater with the rebound. Extra pass, and the 3 on the way is short for the Tropics. How about the hustle there by Atwater? Coach Sims is going to love that hustle as we will stay here with the Tropics.
Good way to get on the floor at Davis.
Yes. Again, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Sims has and coming up in the program after 2 spectacular years, the state championship run, and last year's the shocking loss in the second round. But what do they have coming back this year?
That Syracuse team caught a lot of teams by surprise.
Oh, man.
Lone Peak saying the same thing, Dusty.
How about the take and finish there by Jackson Johnson? That Alta team in 5A. Well, how about Region 7, for heaven's sakes? Alta, Timpview, Lehigh. Oh, and how about, are they going to give them continuation in the top 50?
No.
They're saying nay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Orem. I know they graduated some talent.
Mm-hmm.
They got some guys coming back. Coach Wildeboer.
Where Region 7 football has some separation outside of Lehigh and Timpview in football, basketball is going to be just murderer's row for 5A.
And I'm telling you, there's a newcomer to Alta, folks. That is going to be another force to be dealt with. Good luck.
As Cox holds on the 3, couldn't get it to drop. Back inside and just playing a little bit of bully ball with the defender on his hip was JJ.
It's Mendoza.
Oh, that was Mendoza, pardon
Yep.
me. And give him the +1. So 66-53.
We joke Kobe Miller having the secret sauce there to growing bigs up in Layton. Sprinkle in a little extra calcium and just let those bones grow.
Yeah, if you're not doing calcium deposits, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're missing the opportunity.
Go home and remind that to my wife about Detmer. As says this one up top, Duffed in the lane, floats it, and scores it. Excited to see him play this year.
I was going to say, you look at a kid like Easton Duft, and look, he's probably one of the shorter players in the top 50, but what an opportunity for him to come out and to learn what it's going to be like to play against the length that we have here in the state of Utah and to give him that experience. Just a sophomore, he's got a lot of time ahead of him, and, I mean, he's going to be a fun one to watch for years to come.
On the other end, that's Robinson wisely holding up. Little crossover, give it up, step back. 2 is good for Barclay.
Yeah, he's having a really good week 2 here. Good to see. And we talk about Harriman, the steps they hope to take this year, and Kale's going to be a really important cog for the Mustangs.
Cox with a blow by, and then the foul from behind from Lind, and we'll stay down this end. Again, remind you, this is game 1 of 3 tonight. There's a quick inbound. Cox can't get it to drop. A little extra possession off the rebound from Workman. Lynn picks up the loose ball.
Quick hands there by Jackson Johnson, able to disrupt it. Boy, tough
good
shot.
Defense. Great closeout there by Charlie Smith. Made that shot tough, but a second chance opportunity. Johnson, little shimmy shake, and cannot make the earthquake as he misses on the 3. And here comes Workman. Jackson sent out to Cox.
Going to have just a chance to see Workman's teammate this year in the top 50 as well. Last week, big game for being maybe one of the better players that we'll see here in the state this year. And Chudy.
Chudy Anasike. Our offensive player of the year last year for 5A.
Could have been Defensive Player of the Year. Could have been MVP. Could have been just about everything.
Could have been lots of stuff.
Could have been just about anything.
On the take, Wallace sends out. Johnson will step inside the arc. The shot will not drop. Tipped out by Wallace. Now Lind will step into a 3. The lefty a little wide of the mark. And the rebound taken by Charlie Smith. I'm going to apologize to JJ Apachang, as I kept calling him Cox. They're 56 and 54.
Yeah. What are the chances that I hope this is received in the the jestful way that it's intended. What are the chances that Felder plays karate? I love the headband, right? The little
no
the
mercy
tails there.
Absolute
Yeah,
strike
yeah.
first, no mercy is on the drive and finishes Cox.
He's had that attitude in the first 2 weeks here, the top 50. So no mercy tonight going at the rim.
Hey, he's just arguing that Johnny Lawrence is the Karate Kid.
What we need is a good hi-ya on one of the finishes, right?
Still got to finish season 3. I've been a little backed up on that. It's Johnson, man. That's a series of moves.
Yes, sir. Great job in the post there by Houston. The young man showing us not just Parawan, going to have some talented bigs this year.
Cox hangs on one end, can't get it. The putback wouldn't drop either. Trying to stick with it. And going to get called for the loose ball foul. By the way, good pull on your part on the headband there for Fender.
Yeah?
Yeah. And 3 years ago, people were like, what movie? But now everybody knows. Go back on the other end. Lind hangs and hits.
Lind, one of the players in this junior for Wasatch, another one that really has an opportunity to kind of grow into a big role for Coach Ballstead and the Wasps.
Is this the year where they kind of put everything together?
You look at that region, Region 9, it certainly has the ability to be competitive. And look, they've had some youth the last couple of years. Certainly an opportunity for that program to take that next step.
Setting inside and a little strong off the window. As Felder couldn't get that one. And nobody home. Mr. Official, he wanted to field that one and wisely just let it go. You could tell. That guy was, he was a shortstop back in the day.
He's in midseason form, huh? No catch and release there. Let that one swim on by. I went fishing in Alaska this year, and I'm still dreaming of, good times on the ocean.
That's where you were.
Oh, it was so good. Man, if you want fish, I'll sell it to you.
I just may.
Good deal, $40 a pound.
That's a whale of a deal. I have to pay for shipping and handling as Cox sends that one out. Arpit Jang has that one tipped away. A loose ball in the hands of Broadbent. Broadbent goes in the corner to Martin. Mackay will pull up, and that's 15 now for Mackay Martin.
Austin Wallace had a little bit of a hanging head after that. I don't know if it was because of that play or if he's tired, but man, Martin, that was not the most customary jump, and yet able to square up, hit it. Strong finish. He and Felder have really been the standouts in this game.
Skip pass over to Ashton Wallace. Wallace sizing things up on Cox. Takes the bump, can't get the shot to drop, and that one's out of bounds. And then we go under 2 minutes. As Broadbent brings it up the floor and hands back. This is JJ Apatjang. This shot will not drop. Cox can't claim the rebound. And now on the push with Atwater. We try to set up Simmons, couldn't get past him. Atwater, skip to Wallace. Ashton will fall away baseline jumper. Too strong. The rebound tracked down by Mackay Martin.
Great job creating that shot. Tough one, though. The defense right there.
As Martin on the drive and nearly got that one to drop, but did not.
I was going to say, with the way his night went, I expected that one to go down.
Again, as our lineup for this free throw, remind you that Athletic Republic has built success on helping each athlete achieve their goals through an individual approach to training. Their off-court conditioning works on developing faster first step, quicker change in direction, and explosive power needed to elevate, and the stamina to play as well in the closing minutes as they did just after tip-off. Again, that's Athletic Republic. Proud sponsor of the Utah Top 50. As Mackay Martin knocks down the 1-for-2 free throw. And what has been after a quick start, a little bit of a lull, the Flint Tropics got it going.
Yeah, how about the second half? I mean, they came out on a tear. Again, they kind of had the early lead, gave it up, had to come from behind. But, man, they've been really unstoppable here in half number 2.
Well, and it was a three-point game at the half.
Yep.
32-29. And you go put up 42 points in the second half with the ball, by the way. And still get a shot up as Wallace does not get that one to fall. Broadbent cross court. Cox will pull for three and got it.
There you go. Good to see him hit it. We talked about had the nice week one tonight. He's had a couple nice shots, but hasn't had kind of the same prolificness tonight. Of course, going against a really good Tropics team, but nice to see him hit that open three.
Atwater working on Martin. Oh, you'll see that in Region 1 this year.
Good defense there by Cox. Came over on the help, able to get back in positioning.
Felder held on. As we're down just the final seconds here, as that ball goes out of bounds and will be Americans basketball with 3 seconds. And that'll do it, as that will be done for game number 1. Tropics 74, Americans 62. Dan, your final thoughts as such of the player of the game?
I think, you look at tonight, got to be Brock Felder. Came out early. Love what he brought tonight for the Flint Tropics. They improved to 2-0. Still coming together just the second week. That team loaded with talent. But look, great hustle on both ends, and still time to come for them to get ready for that final week. But Brock Felder tonight was a beast.
Yeah, Felder was absolutely spectacular. Congratulations to be named our player of the game. That's game 1 of 3. We'll be taking a step aside for 10 minutes. We'll be right back. You're watching the Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com and High School Rewind on YouTube.